Hi, good morning, everybody. My birthday was amazing. I had so much fun. I had too much fun. I don't know if I still look like it, but I still am a slightly bit hungover, which I shouldn't be, but I am, but I'm happy. You know, the kind of tiredness that is happy tired? Yeah, so I'm very, very happy tired. So today we are going to talk about faith and believe in yourself, and faith in God, faith in self, faith in Allah, faith in the universe, that it gives you what you focus on. Because last week when we spoke about the power of the word, a few of you privately messaged me saying how it's hard sometimes to maintain that momentum and to keep the drive to continue and all of that a few minutes or hours after you have listened or you have participated in a motivational thing. So today I want us to discuss or to talk about faith, believe in yourself, and trying to break that chain of fear, the worry, the thing that, you know, pulls you back just when you're about to start running. I'm sorry, I have to continue drinking this because of I told you how I feel, so, you know, bear with me. Anyway, so today we are going to talk about faith. We are going to talk about all the amazing reasons why the word vision has become so critical in business. You know why companies spend so much money? Sometimes I think companies even pay consultants to sit with them to develop their visions and their mission statements and all of that. Because everybody has come to realize, and I'm not talking biblical, I'm talking normal principles of life, the secrets of most of the successful people, of most of the secret of success really is visualization. And visualization is possible usually when it's backed by faith. If you don't believe in what you're seeing in your mind's eye, it will be difficult for you to focus on that dream to its completion. I'm sure you know the meaning of faith. You know, faith is believing in something that physically is not there yet, and yet you know that it's there. And for instance, I don't know anybody in my life who has physically seen God, but they believe in God. I believe in God. I believe in His existence. I believe in definitely a being that created us or that created the universe, whichever way you believe in, but there's some authority somewhere. Whether he's a physical or he or she is a physical being somewhere or not, I believe in that. That kind of faith of knowing something, although you haven't seen it yet, is that kind of faith I want us to talk about, because almost all of us have it. Almost all of us know that there's something out there that is ordering everything. This can't be just an accidental chaos that seems to be running so smoothly, you know. So why do we believe in that, and yet we can't believe in what we see ourselves, the uniqueness of how we are? You know, from when you were born, it's weird, especially because I have my child now. Every single day when I see her growth, when I see the new things that she does, it amazes me. It just solidifies my belief and my faith in the fact that if I think about it and I maintain it in my mind's eye, it will happen. So instead of worrying about what can't happen, instead of worrying about that fund, the money that you don't have, the house that you don't have, the partner that you don't have, why don't you begin to focus on him or it that you have? And in that process, begin to figure out what role can you play in getting that to become real. Let me break it down. So I'm trying to talk about, I'm talking about visualization in terms of faith, in terms of belief. So let's take one thing. Say you want $1 million. No, we're in Ghana. So let's say you want 1 million Ghana cedis. You want 1 million Ghana cedis. You don't have even 10,000 Ghana cedis yet. You focus your attention on the fact that you want 1 million Ghana cedis. Now, as you think and ponder over it, you begin to now ask yourself, what do I need to do to get 1 million Ghana cedis? Do I need to go to work every day? If you are earning 1 Ghana cedis a day, making 1 million Ghana cedis will happen probably when you're already dead and gone. So then as you ponder over it, in your spirit, you will get the motivation to begin to figure out, how can I make more than 1 Ghana cedis a day, so that I'll be able to achieve this my million Ghana cedis goal that I'm setting for myself. Do I need to do other things do I need to do more things I'm doing now, or do I need to figure out other things that I can do that I have ability to do to make more money? So for instance, if you were, say, a PA in a job, and you're brilliant at what you do, we've spoken about this in the past, whatever you're doing currently, you should be amazing at it. You should make sure that you can do it in your sleep. So let's say you're a PA in a job and you're brilliant at everything you do. And one of the main things PAs do are letter writing. So you write letters and you write reports very, very well. Now, you're doing this as a PA for one person. How can you turn this into something that you can have multiplication of revenues from? So can you advertise your ability to write letters and reports within a short period of time? So that if anybody wanted an official letter done, let's even say an employment letter. So when you're developing your CV and you need a covering letter, somebody can come to you to ask for your help for it. And you begin to figure out, how do I even advertise such a service? How do I let a lot of people know that I can do this? And so forth and so on. That is the beginning of you figuring out how to reach your 1 million Ghana cedis target. I don't know if I'm speaking to anybody, but when you begin to focus on one thought, or when you begin to focus your vision on something that you desire, the thing is that somehow your brain and your system automatically begins to figure out solutions to the problem. So that it's not just a wishful thinking. Once in a while you're like, I wish I had 1 million Ghana cedis. And then the next minute, I wish I had pink shoes. The next minute, I wish I had this and I wish I had that. But when you focus your attention on this particular thing that you desire, somehow you would begin to constructively figure out how to arrive at that. So then visualization comes to play. And the thing about visualization is you have to try to make sure that your mind doesn't move from the goalpost. As much as possible, when things, when you're trying to meditate and how you begin to think about things that you're not supposed to be thinking about, so your mind becomes crowded, you don't want to do that. So you want to focus on the one thing at a time that you need or that you want. So you figure it, you think through it, you see it, you imagine it, you see it in your bank statement, you see it on on a check, maybe if it's supposed to come from an investor, you keep seeing the additions of it, whichever way you're supposed to have it, you keep visualizing and you keep keeping the negatives out. The ones that says, but right now you have only like 10 Ghana cedis. When that thought comes, replace it with the couple of zeros that are supposed to be in addition to that in your account, or replace it with something that will make you laugh so that your mind will go off the negativity. So you don't keep the mentality of I don't have, instead of the mentality of I have enough, I have a lot, I have more than I need, so that you can help others with it. If you don't even believe in your own self, we are a Christian nation. If you don't even believe in your own self, why don't you believe in God and the word of God that says that He will give you a plenty. So long as you do what you need to do, so long as you work hard, so long as you are ethical and all of that. Why don't you believe in the super being that has promised us abundance and all of that? So if you focus on His word that says that He would give us abundantly more than we even ever dreamed of, then you would know that it will happen. But the thing that needs for it to happen is that you have to change the way you do things. So don't wake up every day the same way, drag your feet around, get ready to go to the office. If it rains, there's an excuse. If there's little traffic, there's an excuse. But rather do things in a way that shows that you are on the journey to become the owner of 1 million Ghana cedis. The owner of 1 million Ghana cedis is a serious person. Somebody who plans, somebody who budgets, somebody who is aware of the market trends and all of that. That person is a busy person. That person is a focused person. You have to begin to groom yourself to get ready to be the owner of that desire. Otherwise, it might not happen. It will be wishful thinking. And we all do have wishful thinking. I wish I could fly without necessarily being in a plane, but that might not happen, no matter how much I focus on. So it's not wishful thinking. It's things that you can work at to make sure that you get to where you want to get to. And then we spoke about consistency. You can't begin to think sometimes only. You have to be consistent in the visualization process. And you have to learn how to set goals. It's not just the one big thing that you want. I know it seems like I'm all over the place, but I'm essentially just trying to give you the broad perspective on how to visualize regarding something you have faith in. So figure out how to set yourself a goal specifically for the aim of achieving that desire. How do you set goals? You first and foremost keep it simple. You itemize what the target is, and then you break it down to sometimes even a daily routine on what things you need to do to be able to get there, so that every day there's something you would do towards achieving that. Yesterday, for instance, I realized that our last video, I hadn't promoted it as much as I had promoted the previous ones. And so I sat up late in the evening and I started resending to people that I hadn't communicated with, because it was my birthday weekend. I didn't have time to do what I usually do. But then I realized it. So I sat back and I began to reshare. And the momentum has built up again. So what you do is you have to set goals that engage you either on a daily basis or a weekly basis, depending on how much time you want to give yourself to focus on developing this dream that will lead to you achieving your desire. I don't know if I'm speaking to anybody, but this is one of the things that work for those who have really, really made it. Consistency and keeping the goalpost in their mind's eye. You can't move your eyes from the goalpost. You have to focus and you have to keep driving. You have to keep pushing. Look, a lot of the times you will fall flat on your face on your way. But it's like we said in the past, it's just teaching you how to handle failure, how to handle setbacks, so that when you have serious challenges in the future, when it's bigger, when what you have to lose is bigger, you can manage it better and be successful at that. And then you also need to keep your mind free of negativity. And I know sometimes it's hard to think that if you've done that for so long, it's hard to keep the negative out of your head. But you can consciously work on it by replacing all the negative thoughts and emotions with fun, positive ones. For instance, sometimes I recall when we were looking for a child, and I was wondering, okay, I was 30 something and then I still didn't have a kid, and I'm like, oh my God. And I'm getting older and older, and all this whole fertility conversations will tell you about the older you get and how your eggs and this and all of that. As I was focused on seeing my children or my child in my mind's eye, the doctor's comments and nurse's comments and all of that, try to infiltrate. But naturally, I'm a goofy person. So I try to replace them with silly fun things, like how maybe changing a diaper would be, on a child. And I will laugh in the moment so that it replaces the thought that would have made me sad to take over the positivity. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. So you have to consciously fight the negative thoughts. You have to consciously fight the thoughts that will drive you away from focusing on the things that you need to focus on. Because believe me, you can do it. Anybody can do it. Look at, cast your mind back to your classmates when you were growing up. Those that were academically brilliant in school, tell me where they are today versus, there's the middle group of people who were not academically bad, but they were neither brilliant either. Most of those have been successful. Usually it's the people that can work the hardest. It's the people that can stick to it even when it doesn't seem like it's working, like our athletes. It's because every single day they exercise. I'm sure if you spoke to, is it Usain Bolt? I don't know if the pronunciation is correct. If you spoke to Usain Bolt, he will tell you that he gets up first thing in the morning, and part of his general routine is to run, is to exercise, is to jog or to do something. And they do it consistently. That has got nothing to do with academic qualifications. And yet, because he has trained his body to do what is supposed to do now, it's getting him the ability to invest in businesses. It's getting him the ability to become successful in other areas. If he wanted to marry that beautiful village person or that beautiful village girl that he couldn't have spoken to otherwise, because of his level of success, I'm sure he can attract anybody, any of the village folks that he would want to be with. I'm just hypothetics. Don't ignore my example. But what I'm trying to say is that you can achieve much, much more depending on what you focus on and the drive. So next week, we'll talk about your morning routines, we'll talk about your morning routines. You have to have a specific morning routine if you want to live a certain lifestyle or if you want to have a certain level of success. I hope we're able to enjoy today. I hope we're able to talk about faith in a manner that is not technical enough for you to, get frustrated about. I just need you to know that no matter what you want, and if you focus on the negative things, it will happen. So why don't you rather focus on the positives so that only positive things happen to you rather than what isn't there or what you don't want? So I wish you the very best for the week. I wish you a very productive week. I'm still excited. I'm still enjoying the birthday month. And let's keep growing and let's keep becoming more. This is Naa Teiko. Thank you so very much.